Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. This is actually going to be a response to the vinyl show. His, what was it called again? Punk Rock Christmas Contest. I was actually watching some videos a bit earlier and I saw Scott Waters. Everybody here in the VC knows Scott. If you don't, you need to make sure you go check out his channel. Again, it's just Scott Waters, first and last name. He was doing he did a video response to it last night, and so I kind of, followed his, kind of backtracked through his channel, and I found the Vinyl Shows contest. Again, a very kind of nice open contest. He kind of intentionally made it that way, which was nice to, kind of help include as many people as possible. But he was kind of just basically saying, show some punk stuff that you have, and maybe kind of share some stories if you have any, and that type of thing. Anything you got. I think he said ideally it'd be cool if he could see some stuff that was a little less mainstream, maybe not known as well, but again, just kind of whatever you wanted to show was fine, which was really cool to kind of leave it very open and inclusive like that, which is awesome. So I definitely want to kind of jump on board and do a quick response, and as always, just kind of see what you guys think. I don't have a huge punk section. It's one of those genres of music that oftentimes I hear it, and like if I'm in a record store or something, I hear somebody playing something, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool, and I like the feel of it, I like the energy of it, and I'll go pick it up. But it's not one of those genres where I really kind of like dove into and really got understandings of like who influenced who and all, and kind of like really diving into the genre. It's definitely kind of a one of the genres just kind of just floats around. So like if I'm the sun, that's kind of a good way to put it. If I'm the sun, and it's kind of like, well, Mercury and Earth and all these planets are like really close to me. That's my 80s new wave, my 80s alternative, my 80s R&B. That's my metal, that type of stuff. And then as you start to kind of get a little bit further out, punk is kind of my Neptune that's kind of out there a little bit, maybe my kind of going towards my Pluto. It's just like it's always there with me, but it's kind of on the outskirts of really what I know musically. I don't know where the heck I came up with that analogy, it just kind of came in my head. But it's definitely one I love. I think maybe out of my collection here, I have like one Expedit cube that's about full with punk stuff, and a good chunk of that too. I'm kind of the more of the punk that I really love and go back to repeatedly is oftentimes the stuff that is a bit more mainstream. Of course, I love the Ramones. I'd have to say they're my favorite punk group, probably of all time. And of course, a big reason why I like them is because they do have that element of the energy and kind of rawness, if you will, of punk, but then also that they can be very melody oriented and stuff like that. They really brought those two together well. Who else? I guess to a degree, Bad Brains is considered punk. I guess they kind of really started more on the hardcore side, but then again, they do reggae type stuff and everything else. So, but I definitely love Bad Brains and Ramones are probably my two favorite punk groups, if you will. What else? Misfits. I like the Misfits. They have a number of things by them. Black Flag, of course, another classic there. Yes, so kind of a lot of those mainstream. Green Day. Just kidding. Green. I know that was just a little joke I had to throw in there. Green Day is definitely pop with some punk influences, but anyway. So what I kind of pulled out a few things that I thought maybe weren't quite as just mainstream, at least not to me, and just kind of share those and see what you think. Playing in the background, I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it's Exploited, and this is Death Before Dishonor. I think it's just kind of a collection of EP tracks or whatever, but definitely like this. It's kind of a definitely has a punk feel, but also has definitely a metal vibe to it. A little on the heavy side, which is kind of nice. But that's one of the CDs I pulled out there. Next one I'll go to here, the Casualties. This is made in New York or NYC. It's 2 LPs, which is kind of nice. But definitely kind of some of the harder, can't even say it, rawer punk in my collection there. So again, a really nice 2 LP set. It's kind of cool too because it came with a DVD actually of the live concert, which is really cool. So I can turn it like this. So that's a pretty nice set. So that's one I'd share. Next here I would go to Pink Swords, Shut Up and Take It. Another pretty cool LP. You know, again, kind of a traditional punk feel, a little, you know, somewhat on the heavier side as far as the guitar tones and stuff like that, which I kind of like, but interesting cover there as well. And then here we have the Shocks, the 7 inches. I think this is kind of a collection of just a number of like 7-inch singles and so forth. Again, I'm not very familiar with them. I picked this up. I bought a lot of, not a lot, it's in a lot, but like a 10 or 11 LP lot of punk records about 4 years ago or something like that. There was about 5 in there I really wanted, and there was you know, a few that I never heard of, and this was one of them. But it ended up being pretty good. It also comes with this neat little kind of booklet. Just kind of neat there. Punk Rock Berlin. Of course, you know, it's reminds me a lot of a Sex Pistols shot there. But as you kind of go through the booklet, you know, a lot of little crazy drawings and stuff like that. You know, you got lyrics and everything. A lot of different photo shots. I love that one right there where they're like so cramped into that little space. It's kind of cool. But yeah, just a lot of neat little things in there. So that was, I guess, somewhat of a blind buy, if you will, because it just kind of came in that lot, but really ended up enjoying it a lot. So that's the Shots. Also have the Hate Pinks. This is another one kind of discovered by accident. Ended up enjoying it a lot. This definitely, again, has the punk feel, punk flavor to it, but it's also kind of a, I'm not going to say indie, but maybe kind of Hive, kind of like the Hives, you know, somewhat of that flavor. You know, this is one of those albums you could actually put into a number of different sections in your collection, but it definitely brings about the punk feel to me. Same thing with this one here. Dead Fingers Talk. Again, this is one that I say people who listen to it may not necessarily think of it as being punk because it's a bit slower. Number one, initially you don't have the speedy, you know, 3-chord guitar type thing, but at the same time it almost takes like a traditional classic rock, some cases almost like a southern rock type of feel, and adds the punk elements to it. So again, it's not fast-paced and that type of thing, but it's definitely something I get a punk feel from when I listen to it. So I have it actually put in my punk section. But again, that's Dead Fingers Talk. Next we have Gay for Johnny Depp. Very interesting title. And what doesn't kill you eventually will kill you. So this is one I don't think I've ever seen anyone show in the VC, but kind of an interesting piece right there. Interesting names of some of the songs too, you know. Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, and Artistic Integrity. That's track 1. She Has the Hottest Limp. It's All Noise. Humanity is for the people who don't comprehend their own mortality. These are the song titles. We Are the World, Burn It Down. 9-inch Males instead of Nails. Males, Born to Hate. Yeah, I mean, just all kind of weird stuff. Come On Feel the Boys, Boize. You know, just very strange stuff. But again, that's one I haven't seen that much in the VC. And then the last one I'll show here is TMA, Beach Party 2000. Another pretty cool album as well. And this again is one that can kind of maybe slide across a number of categories. I definitely have more of a punk feel from it, but I think this really kind of floats more so on the, you know, kind of when the Ramones were doing more of their traditional sound, more melody-oriented type of stuff, I should say. That's kind of where this album falls a little bit more so on, as opposed to just kind of the, you know, raw punk kind of right in your face type thing. But definitely a great album there too. But again, those are the few outside of the more mainstream artists. Like I said, you know, I have a number of things by the Sex Pistols, the Ramones, the Misfits, Black Flag, and all of them. But they're definitely kind of more mainstream. One other cool thing I'll show, which I picked this up not too long ago to actually kind of start to help with my, you know, expanding my knowledge of punk and stuff like that. It's this massive book called the Encyclopedia of Punk, which is, I mean, it's a huge book, but it just kind of basically goes through, it does an A to Z, just talks about, like, you know, I can kind of get to some of the things here, just some of the different punk bands, you know, from before to, you know, current, and just kind of everything in between. So it covers a lot of stuff and just has it real nice there from A to Z. And, you know, 99.5% of the bands in this book are bands I've never heard of. So what I've been doing is kind of going through this. I was like on Bad Brains there. I've been kind of going through this and just, you know, really jumping on iTunes and stuff. And just like, you know, if I find albums by some of these artists on there, or I go to YouTube, just kind of pull it up and listen to it and, you know, just kind of see what I think. So hoping this will definitely help me discover, you know, more and more stuff. But yes, I mean, some really cool stuff in here though, so I'm definitely looking forward to kind of expanding myself in this genre. Just kind of again flipping through to show a few different things that are in there. Again, a vast majority of these I have no clue about. So anyway, if anyone's ever curious about that, there you go. Not a very expensive book either. I think like the book price on it is $24.95, and I think when I got it, it was like 60% off or something like that. So, I mean, I only paid like $10 or $11, something like that for it. So again, very cool stuff there for us novices. And with the amount of stuff that's in there, I'm sure even some of the vets, you know, in the punk world, if you will, could probably discover a band or two maybe they'd never heard about. Just the sheer number that's in there. So anyway, that's my response. Again, congratulations on putting up a cool contest. Thanks for letting me jump on board. And VC, we will talk to you soon. All right, take care, guys.